In the previous lesson, you learned how to make use of graphs to view your performance. Now let's take a look at data tables, which you will find below every graph in your reports. The information in the data table will vary depending on the type of report and metric you are selecting. If you look at the top of this table, you'll see that the primary dimension displays mobile device information such as mobile device branding, service provider, mobile input selector, and so on. If you go to the location report and select the Explorer tab, you can see that the primary dimensions are different here. In this case, the primary dimension is set to country, and you can see the country list on the first column of the table. If you select city, you can see the list of cities from which people are visiting your site. Now at the far right of the tables, you'll see some check boxes. These boxes allow you to select certain options to view on the chart. So if you select United States and United Kingdom and then choose plot rows, you can see the graph displaying sessions from the US as compared to the UK. You can hover over the chart to view the information in the contextual menu. If you want to deselect these options, you simply select the checkbox next to the country label. If you want to drill down further to understand more about your website visitors, you can make use of secondary dimensions. You can select a secondary dimension by clicking the secondary dimension drop-down. Google Analytics will usually offer you a recommendation based on the report you are viewing. And in this case, it's users. So let's click on it. Now let's say I want to know which operating systems my readers are using. I'll scroll down and select Operating System. Google Analytics will pull up the secondary dimension next to the first column. Now on the right side, you'll see a number of columns. The first one is Sessions, and this is the primary column by which your data is sorted. That means the United States and Windows users make up about 39% of your total sessions. This is followed by iOS users in the US and Windows users in the UK. If you look further down, you'll see that Windows is also the number one OS for Canadian and Australian visitors. This sort of information will help you focus on writing content tailored to these types of readers. To remove the secondary dimension, just click the X button next to its label. Now let's look at some more things you can do on your data tables. Let's say you want to sort a view. Just click on the column name to see the change. In this case, clicking on Sessions will show up the least popular view. If you want to see more than 10 rows of data, you can click the Show Rows drop-down at the bottom of the screen and select an option. At the top right-hand corner of the data table, you also have a search option. This will help you do some basic search. So let's say you want to view data related only to the United Kingdom. You just type in the keyword and hit search, and Google Analytics will pull up only that search term for you. To the right of the advanced link, you'll see some buttons. These buttons change the way the data is displayed on the table. We are currently on the data view, so let's select the next option, the percentage view. Now we have the country information on the left, followed by sessions, which we can change to other metrics if we want to. If you hover over the different colors, you can see the different countries. As you can see here, United States is the biggest market for this website. Let's click the Performance button. This displays a horizontal bar chart and shows the performance for the selected metric. Next is the Comparison button. This displays a bar chart showing the performance of the selected metrics relative to the site average. The middle line here is the base. If you have a negative value, it will be displayed in red to the left, indicating a very poor performance. The numbers on the right indicate performances that are better than the site average. Finally, the last option is the Pivot button. This option will pivot your data based on a secondary dimension. So if you go to your pivot metrics and select a metric, say bounce rate, the pivot table will plot the data according to that metric. Let's go back to the standard view now. Before I finish up this lesson, I want you to take a look at the bottom of your report screen. Here, you'll see an option to refresh your report. If it has been a while since you refreshed your data and you want to see the latest information, you can click on this button. That basically covers everything you need to know as far as navigating the data tables is concerned. Again, feel free to check out the various filters and options available here.